And welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is the Lord of Hunger event. This is number 1. I am sure this is probably pretty easy for most people. The first event, and then the second event gets a little harder. Third event, fourth event, so on and so forth. They tend to make the first event easy enough so everybody can unlock the character that they're trying to showcase. So let's go ahead and go in here. First thing you need to know is this is recommended for 20 plus, so you've got to have played for at least a week or so to do this. You're going to battle with the Sith Trooper, which is what you're going to end up unlocking. This foot soldier of the Sith Empire can bypass protection. So if someone's health reaches 0, even if they have protection, if their health reaches 0, they die. So this is a new strategy. If you can use expose and or characters such as this, you can actually go directly after people's health and not even worry about the protection bar. It's a way to bypass that protection and kill someone much quicker. So this is really, really cool, especially if you pair them up with some exposed characters. And Sith have been reworked, and there is some exposed now in there with Darth Sidious and his AoE. He's able to expose multiple targets, which is really, really cool. So he'd be fun with Darth Sidious. So let's go ahead and enter and see what they've got for us. So again, they're going to give you strategy tips. This one just says use the Disruptor Blast on a debuffed enemy to bypass that protection. So any debuffed enemy is going to lose their health versus their protection. And these should be really easy. Now they're going to give you progressively stronger Sith Troopers to use this first level. They give you a 4-star Gear 4, it looks like. And looks like we can use anybody, but they went ahead and put in my Scoundrels. Why not? Let's leave Scoundrels in there. Probably because I just did that Scoundrel event for the training bots. So they put them in there. Alrighty. So health and protection, and they're walking us through this just like the beginning. So let's go ahead and use that ability. We've got to debuff somebody if we're going to want to see that Disruptor Blast. But easy enough. That is really about a level 20. And that's all she wrote for that. Man, I tell you, my Scoundrels are fun to play. I wish they were arena viable. They probably kind of are at my level. It's just, I know they're more like a one-trick pony. So the second ability, reusable in 3 terms, Crimson Barrage, it says it deals physical damage to all enemies with a 70% chance to inflict offense down and then gain protection up for each debuffed enemy. And this will ignore protection. So let's go ahead and see what this does. Okay, so it gave it to all of them, and it hurt their health. If you notice, their protection bars did not go down, their health bars went down. And then my character has got protection up. So pretty interesting. Now he's debuffed, so I'm interested to use his basic. If there's one left. Nope, there's not going to even be one left. All right, well, a pretty cool character. Definitely fun to be able to use him side by side. There we go, 10 out of 50. And let's move to round 2. Round 2 should be progressively harder. Again, like I said, this is designed for probably anybody level 50 and above to be able to beat 50 or 60 and above. So level 40 and above, it says use the Crimson Barrage to limit the offensive strength of your opponents. Offense down and defense down, a lot of people talk about that. Offense down basically reduces the amount of damage the opponents are going to do on you, and defense down basically lowers their defense, so that way you do more actual damage to them, because their defense that normally takes away some of the damage being dealt isn't there to take away some of that damage being dealt. So that is, both of those are very good. So let's go ahead and use his AoE, and it did it to 4 out of 5, and look at their health bars. Again, their health bars are reduced. It's a very cool ability. You know, this team's pretty heavy hitting, so it's not going to leave a whole lot. Ouch. Hey, look. That actually looks like he's sort of strong. Let's do basic defense down. So he's going to be more vulnerable now. The damage we do should be more potent, more genuine. Let's go ahead and do an AoE ability block. All right, some critical chance up. Taunt. Let's hit him. Boom. 13-4. 12 and 12. Wow, that was like over 25k in those two hits. And that's why we love Boba Fett, right? So there's 20. So we're at total of 30. That's cool. Alrighty, let's move on to the next tier. Vikings Legacy grants a new buff every time ally Sith use special abilities. Okay. 5,700 power. So this one was like, I believe, for level 50 plus. You got to play the game for about, a month to 2 months to get around level 50 and 60 for free to play. So it says Vikings Legacy is a passive ability that triggers extra buffs whenever Sith allies use their ability. So there we go. Sith Trooper has 100% defense. That's just a static. Whenever a Sith ally, which I didn't bring any Sith in here, that's my fault, should have, uses a special ability or falls below 50% health, which basically this is going to be utilized for when they use their special abilities. But Sith Trooper will gain defense up for 2 turns, and if he already has defense up, he'll gain taunt for 2 turns. So if I had any of my characters to use special abilities that were Sith, that would be pretty cool, but I did not bring any Sith in. I'll have to remember to bring my Sith in the next time. That'll be fun to showcase that ability for sure. Boom. Yep. Just clean up these guys real quick. All right. Got them all. Moving on up. Moving on up. So, same basic layout of who we're fighting against. There we go. He resisted. He's pretty tanky. They made him a pretty difficult character to kill. His ads, the guys next to him, were pretty easy to take out, but he's pretty tanky. I mean, that was probably 80,000 damage. That's pretty good. $20 more, so now I can unlock Sith Trooper, so that is exciting. And there is a tier 4, and it is actually for 80 plus, and it says bring Sith units to synergize. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and take away all of these silliness, guys, and let's put in, let's do Darth Maul, Darth Sidious. We definitely want to do Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader, and then let's put in Savage or Dooku. Hopefully I don't lose a Savage, but I guess it does not matter who we lose as long as we can win the battle. That's all that really matters. But I do want to really see him in a Sith team. So wow, look at, he got defense and advantage already because of his passive unique. So he's got the plus 50% defense and of course advantage, which is 100% critical on his next. And everyone starts stealthed, of course, because of my Darth Maul. We'll do his AoE. We got offense down. Then we're going to try and stun them all. 3 out of 5 isn't bad. We're going to AoE everybody. Wow. Yeah, not too bad. They had some defense. We'll use Darth Sidious. And they are all looking really bad. I don't think they're going to survive much. And now look, because they use special abilities, he got taunt, and then because they used another special ability, he got counterattack. So every time they use their special ability, he gets another ability until they're stacked, and he gets them for a couple of turns. So every time they use an ability, it refreshes that couple of turn cooldown. Let's crush everybody. Bah. Alrighty, so yeah, it's definitely, let's see, let's try a special ability just to trigger his taunt, because I want him to be taunting to protect my Sith, although they're all pretty much stealthed. And let's just get rid of him. And they're pretty tanky in this level. Let's try an ability block him. Didn't happen. But it's forcing them all to attack him. And then, of course, on his basic, he puts that defense down, which makes them easier targets for us. And hopefully we'll get defense down there. So, yeah, we've gotten defense down on all of them now. So let's shock. And just using all those special abilities. You only have to do it really once because it gives it to him for a couple of turns, and then that gives all of your special abilities a chance to cool down. And then when his retribution and taunt expires, you should be able to reuse those special abilities by that time. So that's pretty cool. And his shots ignore armor. You notice it comes straight off of health. That is really, really cool. Armor resistance and counter refreshed on him. That is awesome. So doing good. We're in round 3. This is the toughest of all the rounds. Round 3 of tier 4. And they're all pretty tanky. Let's go ahead and do his AoE. Offense down on most. He's got protection up. He's got taunt. Special ability. We'll give him retribution. Now he has retribution. He's going to just smack people back, which is really nice. Let's kill him off. Wow. Bam. That's the first time I've seen Savage hit where it actually showed what he hit for versus actually, show that 99,999 or whatever that they normally do. Let's do a special. It refreshes armor resistance and counter. I don't know if you noticed that, but it flashes the green additions to underneath his special abilities. And that's all she wrote. Man, the Sith look great. I really like the Sith Trooper. I think that's the one thing that Sith have really been lacking this entire time is a tank. And it's pretty easy to create his taunt. And what I like about his taunt the best is you get to determine when the taunt goes off. So if you have somebody that's going to intentionally dispel your taunts, such as Baze, you could wait and use your specials after he uses his AoE. And if you want to go ahead and use a special to trigger it and give him that, then he gets dispelled. You can then use other specials. You can strategically space out your specials to make sure that you're always giving him taunt back. So I like it because it's a controllable. It's something you can decide when you add it by what you're doing. It's a strategy. So it's really, really cool. I think the Lord of Hunger event was fun. I believe this now means I have a character to activate. Activate character. Let's activate him. Oh! Yes, Sith Trooper. Awesome. 3 stars. And because he's a tank, I believe he will be very viable even at only 3 stars. So if you're going to do Sith and you're looking for a tank and you're wondering, can this guy be viable? The answer is yes. You're going to have 3 months or so, 2 to 3 months before you can actually farm him. But from now until then, you will be able to level up his attacks and abilities, level him up, and be able to gear him up. And I would recommend doing all of that if you're going to go Sith. I know I have a very strong Sith team, so I will be gearing and leveling this guy up, and I am going to use him at 3 stars. I don't even care. So those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts on the event? Make sure you leave your comments down below. As always, thank you all for supporting my channel. I have so much growth over the last 5 months. I started 5 months ago, and I just really appreciate the fact that in 5 months I've been able to get nearly 10,000 subscribers, and I've had over 1 million views, and it just makes me feel good that what I'm putting out there people want to hear. So thank you as always. Have yourselves an awesome afternoon. Keep your gaming on. Warrior out.